Yo, what is going on, everybody? I am back with another video. In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you something I am very proud of, actually. I've been working on this for a while. It is an impromptu transposition. So, most transposition effects require like a duplicate or something, but this one just requires a borrowed shuffled deck. You can do this anytime, anywhere. That's what I like about it. I realize it's not the best transposition ever, but like the ones with duplicates are probably better than this. But if you don't have a duplicate on you, this is a transposition that is still really good. So I'm excited to teach it to you guys today. So let's get into it right now. Okay guys, so for this trick I would have someone touch a card. So let's say this one right over here, the 3 of diamonds. I would actually leave it in the deck face up like so. And I would square up the deck. And basically what I would do is I would have this be my card, so the 8 of clubs, that will be my card for this trick. So the 8 of clubs, and I would give it to the spectator to just examine it, make sure it's just, just a normal card. So 8 of clubs. Now basically what I'm going to do is I would have the spectator hold out their hand or something, and I would put the card in their hand and have them put their other hand on top, but I don't have a spectator, so I'll just put it on the table. Now basically what's going to happen is in the beginning we had you pick a card, and we left it face up inside the deck. Now if we actually look through the deck, there's actually the 8 of clubs is actually face up inside the deck. So if this is the 8 of clubs, then this must be your card, the 3 of diamonds. So that is the trick. Let's get into the tutorial right now. Okay guys, so for this trick you're not going to need any duplicates like I said in the beginning. You're just going to need a deck of cards. So basically what you're going to do is this kind of does rely on some distraction and misdirection. So it doesn't look the greatest on camera. So basically like I said, this will look a lot better in person than it will on camera. So you'd have the spectator pick any card. This is like a free choice. You leave the card face up, and you're actually going to cull it to the bottom of the deck. Now, if you don't know how to cull cards, you're going to need to learn that. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can learn how to cull cards. It's kind of essential to card magic, honestly. So if you don't know how to do that, you're going to want to learn that. If not for this trick, you're going to want to learn it for other tricks. It's really not that difficult. It'll take a lot of practice to get good at it, but you're going to want to learn that for this trick. So you need to know how to cull cards. So you're going to simply cull this to not the bottom, but to the second to the bottom. So I'm just going to cover this up, and what I'm doing is actually just pulling this with my fingers up here. I'm going to spread to second from the bottom so that it's under the bottom card like this. Okay? Now my position is there's no face-up card in the middle of this deck, and the second to the bottom there's a face-down card. Now I would flip the deck over and show them this card, and I would tell them this will be my card, okay? And then basically I would give the card to the spectator, not flashing this, so you might want to like go up and then show this and give it to them. Give it to them to examine it, make sure it's ungimmicked or something like that. Now what you're going to do is you could just simply flip over this card like this while they're looking at the card. That is a fast way. Or what you can do is you can simply bring the deck up against your side and push this card over and just flip it over on your pants or shorts or whatever you're wearing. So it's really not hard, you're going to want to practice it a lot. This does rely on misdirection, so you're going to need to like give the card to them or something. Just flip that over. Or you can, it is just fast to just flip that over, but they might see you doing something. So, I don't know. Whatever you want to do, just get that card flipped over somehow. But you don't want them to look at it, so you're going to have the deck facing you so that they don't see this card. Because if they see this card, they're going to know that it's not face up in the middle of the deck. So now you're going to get a pinky break on here. So once you flipped it over, you're simply just going to push it off and get a pinky break while the deck is facing them. And then once they hand you back the card, you're going to actually take the card back and put it on top of that card. So now you have these two cards right here under a pinky break. Now what you're going to do is actually use this hand to grab the cards and bring them over, and your thumb is going to clamp down on that. So right now I have two cards here, but it just looks like one to the spectator. And all I'm going to do is when I turn over to take this card, I'm actually going to pull back with my thumb on this card. So I'm going to take that one. So all I'm doing here is, it's pretty simple, but you're going to want to practice it in like a mirror or something just to get the angles down. So when you turn, you pull back and take that card. So now you have their card. So they have their card in their hands, right? Because you're going to ask them to hold their hands out or put the box on top of it or something like that. Just to tell them so that you can't get to it or switch it or something. So, but you've already switched it, obviously. So if you don't want to do this move of just like, if you are kind of bad at doubles, and you don't want to risk pulling that over here to do this, you can just do a second deal, which I honestly don't think is any easier than that. But I don't know, if you're good at a second deal and not good with doubles, then I guess you can do that. Or if you just want to do a second deal instead, then you can do face up and just do a second deal and give them that card. That is also an option. So while they put the card in their hand, that's another reason. You're going to want to put the card in their hand, like have them hold out their hand and put the card in their hand. The reason for that is sort of misdirection. So while they're putting, so right now your situation is they think they have this card, but really it's still on the deck and they have this card. So they're going to put this in their hand like this. Once they have that, you're going to ask them to simply put their other hand on top of it and make sure you can't get to it. While they're doing that, you're actually going to do a half pass with one card, which means you're just going to simply turn over this bottom card. This is another reason why this doesn't play well on camera, because you're going to have to do that and there's really no misdirection for the camera, so it doesn't work as well, obviously. So if you don't want to do a half pass while the deck is like this after you do a second deal or that switch, you can simply just turn it over or use your leg to turn it over like before. You can do that, that is an option, but I like to just do a half pass. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to do a pinky pull down on the bottom card like this, and then you're going to use your fingers, and your index finger is going to go under the card like this, and you're simply just going to push it off and turn it over like that. So from the top, this is what it looks like. It just and then you can do a deck rotation or something like that just to cover it up. That's what I usually do when I do that move. So yeah, you just need to get this bottom card flipped over. So then all you do is once they have the card in their hand and everything is ready, you can literally just cut the deck, and then that card is face up in the middle. They're not going to think anything about the cut, obviously. Like cutting the deck is just an off thing. You're just doing it on an off beat. You're not really making a big deal out of it. You don't want to say, I'm just going to give the deck a quick cut. You just cut it. You don't want to make a big deal out of it. So what that does, so the situation you're in right now is you have their card, or your card, I guess, face up in the middle, and their card in their hands. What they think is, they think their card is face up in the middle, and your card is in their hands. That's what they think. So then you can simply just snap your fingers and say, I'm going to make the cards switch places. You spread through the deck, revealing that this card is actually face up in the deck, and that this card is actually their card. I think this is a pretty strong transposition effect. I use transpositions a lot. I do think that ones with a duplicate is better because it's more direct and you can simply just like show the cards and then they switch instead of going through this process. If that makes any sense. If you know, like, if you have other transpositions, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I think those are better. But if you don't have a duplicate, that's what I like about this one, is you have to have like a setup for that trick, whereas this is just impromptu and you can just do it on the spot. So that's why I like this version, and that's why I came up with it actually. So anyways, that is the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button right now. And anyways, I'll see you guys next time. So hope you enjoyed the video. Goodbye.